This is the classic logo. You won't be getting the classic. You're not an original founding member, D Nations. But you do get all the upgraded logo coming to you um now that the embroiderer is back. And so look forward to that. My hair's crazy and it's late at night, but you're getting a personal training for what you're going to be doing for Legal Link. So let me begin. You're going to be getting a database, all right? And it looks like this. I have finally completed it. So nobody else has seen it. And on it, you're gonna get it's an Excel format. There are one, two, three, four. There's only 6 columns in it, and we went over what they are. But I'm gonna refresh contact. I mean, not six. There's 8 columns. Sorry, 8 columns. Now, um what they are contact one and 3 pieces of information for the first 3 columns: name, email, phone number. That's the 3. And then contact two, same thing. And then the 7th column is going to be notes, which you can overtake or push my notes kind of to the right, even if it's not present, because the cell you can extend it or not. But your notes will be in column 7, but right now they will say something like where the lateral boards are, what you need to click on, as far as to get to the job boards, because it's like I said, there's only one click you'll have to make, and it describes on the page where you need to click on. The 7th column is, like I said, your strategy notes that from making the calls. The 7th column might have some additional contacts for you, uh, or some notes about the account that I already put in there for you. So that's the 7th one. And the 8th column is the URL that you need to go on when you make your phone calls. And you say, I'm on your job board now. So in this training, we're going to go over, we'll do role play after this training, but I'm going to give you kind of how I would handle the call. Okay. So I look at column 1, and we'll use the name Tiffany. Almost 90% of your contacts are female. So Tiffany sounds like a great name. And call. Usually I have the direct number. If not, I'll put general for the general number where you have to ask for Tiffany. But most likely on this account list of about 75, I'll have Tiffany's direct line. So you call her up, and you just kind of, be loose, be loose, be cool. They're not anybody, famous or anything like that. Call up. Hi, this is Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany, this is Derek. You got 15 minutes for me, real quick? No, I'm actually got to run in a meeting. What is this about? Oh, I'm your new account manager. I'm with Legal Link. We're an approved agency, a signed agreement. We have signed terms and stuff. And I just need to introduce myself. Oh, no problem, no problem. Can you call me at 3 o'clock today? Sure. That's it. You call her back. That's it. They're all gonna be warm calls. Okay, the site sales warm calls. These are really warm because we are their vendor. Okay, all 75 of them, we are their vendor. So that's kind of how it is. Now let's do a call where Tiffany, you called her at a good time. Okay, ring, ring, ring. Hi, this is Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany, this is Derek over at Legal Link. We're one of your approved vendors. I wanted to introduce myself because we're growing. We have a little more bandwidth, so so you're getting, me. You're getting me. You're getting account manager, and I want to kind of learn about what's pressing, what's important, a little bit about me and learn a little bit about you. Oh, sure, sure. I got some time right now. That's no problem. And then you go, oh, okay. Well, and you could say anything. At this point, she's giving you the open forum. You could say, you could talk about where you came from, martial arts. You could say, I'll karate chop you if you don't give me some time. Make some jokes. You know, you- hi, you know, I, I'm I'm kind of one of the new guys here, so I'm hoping, for some nice people, and I'm hoping you'll give me some kind of intel on what's hot or pressing, at your firm. We really want to make an impact this year, not just be a vendor. So, yeah, sure. No, that sounds great. That's Tiffany's female voice. um, so, so yeah, so I'm on your job board right now, and you just click on column 8 with their job, or I'm on Ackerman, that's the firm name. I'm on Ackerman's phone lateral board, and man, you got a lot of openings, and while we're growing, we don't really have the kind of bandwidth of a larger agency right now. So I want to hone in on what you really need. Okay, I want to find out, what you have partners pressing on you. That's very important. Anything that's kind of urgent, where the partners are like, I wish you had candidates for me last week. So I can't get to all 30 of these right now, but if you can kind of prioritize maybe the top 3, top 1 is really important. Sure, yeah, I can do that for you. Our capital markets in Philadelphia, it's actually open. The partners in Philadelphia, it's actually open in this is Tiffany's. It's actually opening. We've been kind of pressed for this and not able to find it, so we opened it in all our East Coast offices. As you know, every pause, every single one of these are big laws. So they have multiple offices. Nobody's a solo office. They have multiple offices. So Tiffany's talking. We opened it up in many offices, and man, I could use some help with that because none of my other agencies are really. I don't know if they're not working it or finding people, but we've been looking for a while. Capital markets, okay? Don't worry about knowing about capital markets. You know everyone, okay? Fake it till you make it. I know everyone. So we always use the word, oh, yeah, we were at capital markets, okay? She moved on. Oh, okay. So, yeah, we're looking for a 3 to 5. We're looking for a 3 to 5. That is how many years of experience, okay? A 3 to 5 means a mid level person, okay? They graduate high school at 18, they graduate. Undergrad at 22 years old, they graduate. Law school, if they're working the linear track, at 25, 26. And then they have 3 to 5 years of experience. They're a 30-year-old. Okay, we deal with those. Those are your perfect mid levels. Okay, so she's like, we need it like 3 to 5. Now, between me and you, we could always throw 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. So for us, recruiting, it's 3 plus, or it's 3 to 8 years. Even though she's saying 3 to 5, she wants your perfect Hawaiian tropic model, checking 10 on 10 bucks. She's idealistic. And we're just going to get her somebody who's got enough experience and throw a triangle on a triangle or a square on a square to satisfy and then let her say no, okay? But right now you've done it. Okay, now remember what I taught you about the hiring manager. Can you tell so you tell I forgot my fake girl's name. You tell Vanessa. It's probably not Vanessa from what I said before, but blame it on brain cancer. So you tell Vanessa, I really don't remember what her name was. You say, well, who's the hiring manager? Who would they be reporting to? And then she goes, oh, that's John Foley. He's a great guy, and she might tell you she might sell you on John Foley being a great guy and stuff. So right now, you guys are partnering on this job search for a capital markets associate, okay? Which between you and me to know a little bit about some of the main things, capital markets, um, what is it? That's a business finance. That's in the banking and finance group, capital markets, and you can find them, and there's a lot of them across the country and the other big law firms. Capital markets is pretty popular, okay? But to know what they actually do, I think it's in the private equity. It's definitely banking and finance, but regardless, you're not getting into that with her, okay? She assumes you know how to get it, even though she's new, even though you admitted that you're new. When you admit you're new, there is a little bit of humbled vulnerability, a good kind of vulnerability where they want to help you. You want to make your first sale. You want to be in and make an impact. You said that. I'd love to make an impact this year. We'd love to make an impact this year. Maybe, out of the 75 accounts, we really have only place 10 of the 75, so you could say, I know we haven't had a lot of placements. Okay, here's a keyword that is in there. Replacements is when you actually place somebody in the firm. Okay, so a lot of these we might have only got one or two interviews and no placements. Some of these 75 we've never got an interview for. So we really want to make up, some placements here and be not just a vendor, not just a name, but your favorite vendor. Okay, that's really good to say. We want to be your preferred vendor. We're not just, everybody, we're an approved agency with signed terms. That's important to know in your lead off when you're the first call this person. You say something like, "Hey, uh, hey Vanessa, this is Derek. We're a signed agency. We're an approved agency at Legal and Confidential with you. I wanted to just take 10, 15 minutes of your time. That kind of stuff on the opening is always going to be received, should be received without them hanging up on you. It should bridge while you're calling. It should do what's needed to get the ball rolling for how you're going to be handling the 1 hour out of your two, hours of this part-time job becoming very, very lucrative and successful. So, you got the partner's name for the capital markets. You know who they're reporting to. The next thing that I taught you, to qualify to we're gonna work on this. You might want to say something like, you say you're struggling. Do you have anybody like in the final rounds? That's good to qualify that she's not just using you as like another vendor and she really is struggling. If they got somebody in the final rounds, it lets you know where you are in the process. It's not a thing where I'm gonna say I'm not gonna work it. It's just that, Derek, you're new here and we want to work on the most important things because our time is valuable. But that's not a definite thing that I like. Partner is one. Number two, um, can you give me, any strategies, any firm particular that I forgot what I fictitious name I gave the partner, John, let's say John Smith is the partner. You can just be on the phone and go to the page that John Smith, every partner has a profile. So you could see what school he went to and match it up there. But you could ask, do you have any strategies like firms that convert really well, or firms you see migrating that, you know, that make a good match, the peanut butter to jelly kind of thing? Is there a firm in particular you like to take from, or that you love seeing in a resume? Is there a firm that you love seeing on the resume? Any strategy for me with this capital markets hire? So strategy. That's so the first is the partner's name. Second is any strategy that you see. And those are really the two main things. I'm probably forgetting an extra one, but so partner's name, any strategy, optional. You could ask, is there anybody in the final rounds? I want to work on something hot. That's fair to say. I want to work on something that's hot that not all your other agencies are working for, or maybe that's not even posted. Unposted positions that they give you are always super hot when it's not posted. Well, I know this guy just left for another firm and we're going to be posting it. She hasn't had time to post it on the board. These women that you're talking about, their job usually includes the grunt work of putting out the ads, putting out that position on the job boards, the internal links that's in column 8 and stuff like that. You have anything hot? Other thing you can always say on these calls, and this is important, is do you have any partner openings um, that you want me to work on something with a book of business? That deal will be a bigger deal. That's not rare. They usually have partners, and those are also unposted a lot of times. Sometimes they'll say, oh, Betty handles that. And Betty will be in the typically in column, the second contact that I said is just as important, if not more important, on the Excel sheet. So, do you have any, this is important, do you have any partners, even with a book of business or with a book of business that you're having a hard time with? Very important. Very important. So, I'm wrapping this up as your new first training. We covered a lot, but it's really going to get easier the more calls you make off of the guided database that is complete. Um, your notes that you're making are in column 7. You save it and don't worry about the original spreadsheet messing any of that up. Any updates that you make, you can tell me if it's like, oh, that Jeff, I learned that, Sally left Bracewell, one of our firms, If there's any major updates that need to be made, make them on the Excel, but tell me if like a contact's moved. Always tell me when you get a hot position. I believe you get a hot position every day. If you worked an hour on this, I bet you get a hot position every day. So I'll probably even have to slow you down and make you a junior recruiter quicker, or even a full-time recruiter quicker, because we will get, this is not cold calling. Again, this is warm calling. We will get positions to focus in on. You just don't rush, okay? Don't rush. They are dependent on you. Even the frenemies, not all our accounts are frenemies. Some of the accounts are very, very receptive to what we're doing, okay, and how we help them. You can say on these calls, I'm going to make you look good, Vanessa. I'm going to make you look great. I got some, because they're not headhunting like us. I'm going to make you look good. You're getting some aggressive headhunters at Legal and Confidential. Always use we like we're a bigger company. They don't know that right now it's just me and you. They don't know. Use we a lot. That's a sales tactic to make you look like you're going to get comprehensive care and a team that was going to look for you. They don't know it's going to be you unless you want to say, I want to make you look good, but I also want to, close some stuff. They know that you want to close some stuff, but again, we don't really know who is really the frenemy and who is overwhelmed by 40 positions that are on their job board. Okay. Now, you go to a job board and you're about to make a call and you see there's only three. To tell them, they might not be motivated to work for you. Yeah, I mean to really work, or they might only have three, and if they have zero, they're happier, because they don't have to work for it. So sometimes the ones with like 3 to 7 openings, they could be your frenemies. No one wants to pay the 50, 75,000 if they don't have to. So you could get a little bit of slow played, but you can tell through slow down, confident speaking, who's really in it to help you. I mean, who's real? We call that real. Fake accounts, they kind of exist in a way. I've seen it before. It's not like that common, but let me give you an example of what you would consider a fake account, okay? If someone if they find it internally, if they find the attorney, they have to be a 7 out of 10, okay? But if you find it, they got to be a 10 or 11 out of 10. Okay, that's a little fake. You're putting parameters up there that are like they call it the purple unicorn, okay, or purple squirrel, where they're not gonna make you on a goose chase. They're just gonna make it very hard for you, and that's what I call fake when they're kind of like, But you have to get into the recruiting, or I have to get in the recruiting. Um, I might call them back to kind of qualify any gaps, but you're really just getting those kind of 2, 3 things, strategy and the partner, with strategy, it's a little more open ended, but it's not like you're collecting a ton of information, unless it give you some good details, which we like to see. That's it. I want to keep this training under 25 minutes. We're at 23 and a half minutes. I'm This is how the training's going to be. There's not going to be any more since you've been through the original training, but there could be a couple more with junior recruiting. And yeah. All right, brother. Take care.